say when there are no words. Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dare? And when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Cannonball. Hey, now cannonball. 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 Cannonball.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing GTE League Season 5, Round 10, the grand finale here at Silverstone. My name is King-Kodiak and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box, as he has been all season long and very grateful for it, is the one and only StevieSQ.
Hello everybody and welcome to the magnificent home of British motorsport. It is Silverstone. As said, it is the finale of this season. And we have champions. Champions that we have discovered since the last race. Our overall and pro champion is someone who actually isn't here tonight, from what we can tell. It's the guy who's had 5 wins this season. Had 7 podiums, only finished off the podium once, and that is the ever brilliant Aero Nom. Our Pro-Am champion is the actually reigning Pro-Am champion, Alexander Godefroy. And I hope we're going to be able to get to chat with him later. He's had 2 class wins this season, 6 podiums. But our AM battle is still to be decided. It is between Sebastian Riesmuller and Merlin Cooper. Sebastian Riesmuller has a 23-point lead in class. Basically, he needs to outscore Merlin by 12 points, and he's got it.
Well, all to play for then in the AM category. We will try and, as we invariably try to do, have a look throughout our field for the battles going on. 32 drivers join us for this evening's race, which is a little smaller than we tend to get in the GTE League, but that is the nature of the beast. Not everybody can make every round, we know this, but at a track like Silverstone with that many cars, it is still going to be pretty damn amazing. I mean, quite frankly, owe me of little faith. I was doubtful whether we were going to have decent racing last week at Le Mans, and look what happened there. That was
yeah,
I was very much putting my place on that one. So at the moment, just under 10 minutes of qualifying remaining. Ina Marinsky on the top spot for the Kaido HCR Mayella Porsche. Car number 184. He currently is on the top with a 141.081. Dominic Gademir 2, Phil Reed 3, Mike Sheppers in 4th position. A little bit of lag going on, but nothing we can't work with. Krista Brojcek, our current Pro-Am leader at the moment. Car number 295. There he is in the VEC Sim Racing Noir Porsche. That's Jordan Howson, I forgot his name.
He's the one with the amazing livery you like.
Yes. Oh, that way. There he is. I was right. Jordan Howson. In the British Racing Green Porsche. Just across the line. But he jumped up to 11th. That's why I couldn't find him, because we hadn't set a time at the point. I was looking for his name. Who else have we got? We have also got Asker Hebsgaard, who's unfortunately not ranked, but is currently in 8th position, right behind Dan Sasolski. And Knut Martin Knut jumped up to 2nd in Class 6 overall with a 42.085. Asker Hebsgaard only not even a 10th behind that. Once again, the timing's really close between each driver. Actually, if I bring up that one. There we go. You'll see how close they are car to car. Now, who else have we got? Who is our lead am at the moment? It is Mr. Domino, if I read this correctly. Nick Domino, who's not on track at the moment. 142.537. A fair effort for you. As mentioned earlier, Jordan Housen in 11th behind Michael Dreschler. Again, a very impressive effort for him in that green Porsche. Who else can we find? Evan Imre. They're in 13th at the moment, 142.386. That's only 1.3 off pole, and he's in 13th at the moment, so very impressive field spread again. The only significant gap is actually 2nd to 3rd, ironically. Gademir to Phil Reed of just under half a second, and then it's so minute, the gap between each car. And let's say only 3 cars yet to put a time on the board. Newcomer Scott McCracken is not on track, but he hasn't got a time on the board. Claudio Klima is out there in the Geodesic Racing Car 110. We'll see what he's able to do. And the other one without a time on the board is the PCDC Orange Porsche 970 of J.J. Parkinson.
And just to give a little update, we're not going to be seeing a lap time from Scott McCracken. He got a qualifying ban for he was deemed responsible for an incident at the start of the Le Mans race. So he will be sitting this qualifying session out. So he's got a long way to go. And from the practice session as well, he was showing pretty good pace. He was, what is that? I'll come back to it. He was top 10 in practice. So we'll see. He might be able to do something today.
Still all to play for. No one is giving up on this. And once again, I shouldn't be surprised by the really tiny gaps in between each driver. But even still, I remain amazed as to how close this entire field is. Now, this isn't modern-day Silverstone, as we know it in 2019. This is the version of Silverstone between 2004 and 2009. So not its original outer, basic layout, you could argue, and not the one with the infield section that we know today. So just to let you know, in case you're trying to follow everybody and there's a few things not quite making sense, that is why.
Yeah, it's iRacing is supposed to be releasing in the updated version, but they've been saying that since 2012. So we'll see if it actually turns up. But it does mean that one of the most impressive corners for me on this track, Copse, is turn 1. Yes. And Copse is a great corner. It's flat out in F1 cars. It's certainly not flat out in these. Probably a hour brakes or at least a little lift. But yeah, super brilliant corner. Very easy to pick up an off-track on. Not that I've spoken to the drivers, I just remember it. And if you get a little bit wide and get on the AstroTurf, it can actually make you lose traction and you'll be off into a wall. So certainly a place to be cautious.
Okay.
Oh wow, Klima's jumped up to 4th place, 6,000ths of a second behind Phil Reed. Phil Reed doing an actual good job in qualifying.
Although he's been in the pits for a little while, so he's letting the timer count down somewhat before coming back on track. And yeah, as mentioned, Claudio Klima is in 4th position with a 41.754. 6/10 off the top spot at the moment. Where is Mr. Klima at the moment? That's Brooklands. Yes, that's Brooklands de Luffield. Now, I've not commentated this version of Silverstone, so I'm likely to get my corner names wrong a few times, and I'm sure I will be corrected quite sternly by Mr. SQ.
Wow, okay.
Did Claudio Klima improve? No, invalid lap last time around. So, but on they go. Then Jordan Howson up to 5th place in that privateer British Racing Green Porsche. What a cracker! 141.897. And I've repeatedly been very impressed with how Jordan's done. He's just made a few mistakes. I think did he get disqualified in Spa?
I think he's been disqualified from the past 2. Yeah, I think he said he overfilled fuel or took tyres in his first race. I think that was Spa. And then overdrove trying to catch up and make up ground and got disqualified. And then Le Mans, I think, was another disqualification. No, sorry. He disconnected.
Oh, he did, yes.
He disconnected. He had internet issues last time out at Le Mans.
Shame.
So yeah, he's hoping to get a finish on the board. But yeah, he's coming and he's shown some really good pace.
Awesome stuff. Dan Suzuki now pushed down to 10th position with Klima's time. Jordan in 6th now. Mike Sheppers in 7th position. My phone is going nuts. Oops! Just as I look at Mike Sheppers, he's off the road. Didn't quite see where that was. I think that may have been coming through Woodcote where that went horribly wrong.
Just to update as well, your AM Championship contenders, Reith Muller currently in 22nd, 3 places ahead of rival Merlin Cooper.
Wow.
By, half a second almost. No, wait, not half a second, 4/10.
Knut Martinsen has taken the pole time for the Pro-Ams. He is a leapfrog Krista Boychek by a huge, monumental 55 thousandths.
Klima's jumped Phil Reed as well by 16th thousandths. So that's a 22 thousandths a second of improvement, and it gained him a place. This league is so competitive.
And you know,
looking down the field as well. Yeah, and just looking down the field, we've got a gap of 2 thousandths between Alexander Godefroy in 14th and Ronnie Gibbons in 13th. 4 thousandths between Hoppe and... Oh, wow, if Hoppe can gain 100th of a second, he'll gain 2 places.
Wow. If he gained a 10th, he'd be up 4 places.
Yeah,
wow,
that's how competitive this league is.
Goodness.
So it really shows how good the top 2's laps of Vino Marinsky and Dominic Gaidemer to be nearly half a second clear of the rest of the field on their own.
I was watching Jeremy Hoppe. He just came to a stop right there, coming into Beckett's Beckett's there. An unusual place to park. Gaidemer still 10th and 10th and 3/4 behind at the moment, but less than a minute then remaining of qualifying. You know,
sorry, I'll not tell you who else isn't going to get a lap. It's JJ Parkinson. He's not on track, and he's not going to get time to get out there now. What if you've started a lap? You can finish it, but he's not on track, so he's not going to be. He's going to be starting from very last.
Oh dear, giving Scott McCracken some company back there. So, who shall we keep up? Oh, Claudio Klima is back in the pits. His day is done. He will not progress beyond 3rd. Gaidemer is out there in 2nd position. His teammate's not with us, is he?
No, Mr. Holstein is frightfully unwell.
Oh, dear.
So he will not be here tonight. The reigning champion loses his crown to new champion, and neither are here.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they're having their own private ceremony. Oops! No, Marinsky, no, that's not how it works. And that's, is that Martinson behind it? Yep, it was indeed. So Canute made a mistake in a similar point. That's around Abbey. Yeah, I saw, once again, I saw the speed going to minus figures. That generally isn't a healthy way of doing things.
Phil Reid coming towards the end of the lap, coming through Brooklands now. He's only got a couple of corners left. If he can improve, he needs less than a tenth to get back ahead of Klima. Coming through the final corner now, Luffield. Well, it's technically the final one here. It's not really a corner though. Coming up to the line, will he improve?
No. He was 400ths behind. 41.782 was his last lap there. He will not improve. And Gaidemeyer parked it in the sand over there at Brooklands. He will not improve. Who else is still on track? That's Mike Shepherd's coming over the line. Where will he improve from 7th? 141.909.
Yep, improved. Got Dreschler.
Yes, jumped up to 5th by Find It Up and slammed his car on the wall. That's an interesting celebration. Here's Dan Sasolski in the sister Bushfink Racing Ford. 142, 111. What can he do? Exits Luffield through Woodcote now. Where will he find himself? Car 148 is going to set. It's an improvement in time. That goes up one position ahead of Canute Martinson for 9th position. Richard Brenneman still out there. He's not quite our lead am. I believe, if I understand correctly, that's still Nick Domino.
No, it's Karen Van Eyck.
Oh, I missed him, yep. Karen Van Eyck has indeed leapfrogged Mr. Domino by a huge 53,000. So Richard Brenneman's got basically 2.5 tenths to find, and he will be the AM leader. Okay. I wonder what he got on there. I wonder what he was doing there. I thought he got that one horribly wrong, but no, I think that was an intentional pit lane entrance practice. Phil Reid is okay, taking an alternate line. And has a half spin, trying to get back to the pits. There's no need for you to get back to the pits. There's no requirement for you to bring the car home. But how is Phil how is he so quick on a pad? Oh, he's going to block the pit lane. Well, that is qualifying done then for the final race of the season. Let's have a look at who is where. Ino Marinsky takes the pole spot alongside Gaidemeyer. Then it's Klima, Reid, Shepherd, Dreschler, Howson, De Bruychek, Sasolski, Martinson, Hebsgaard, Hoppe, Gibbons, Godefroy, Gaillard, Dove, Imre, Ike, Domino, Blackwood, Brennemans, Ruthmuller, Foku, Krutz, Sluman, Cooper, Hitchcock, Washington, Smith, Kamke, McCracken, and Parkinson.
Oh boy, that's a big old grid. Even though it's a smaller grid than normal, it's still a big grid. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to sit through a whole formation lap here. This is one of the older tracks, as you can tell, on iRacing service. As such, we're doing the whole thing. So sit down, relax. We've got time. Go and get a drink if you want one.
Well, at least we didn't have to do that at Le Mans.
It's true. It's very true. Likewise at North.
Now might be a good time, Mr. Stevie, to talk about next season.
Yeah, okay. So, Season 6 sign-ups have been announced. The forum is there for all to see. I'll post a link in chat, unless Nightbot's going to tell me off. Nope. So that's the link to the forum for Season 6, where you can see the rules, the calendar, the sign-up thread itself. We've upped the grid to a scary 50. Which we get the pleasure of commentating on.
Somehow.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. There's a few small changes. Qualifying will be 25 minutes longer. It'll be 20 minutes. And the drivers get an extra hour of practice, which won't get broadcast, but, you know. We'll be reintroducing drop weeks. There is an additional type of penalty. Oh yes, the good and the bad. And on top of this, we will pretty much be exclusively running the iRacing Le Mans Series calendar. And just to give you an idea on some of the tracks we'll be running next season, We've got this one. We've got Silverstone. We've got Watkins Glen. We've got Sebring. We've got a track that we don't go to very often, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We've got Spa. We've got Nürburgring Grand Prix. We've got Indianapolis. A proper world tour of circuits with varying start times, as iRacing has started to really play with those now. On top of this, we will be running next season on the Saturdays every third week. No, wrong. Every other week. We will be running a endurance league featuring these brilliant GTE cars and the coming BMW M8, which I suspect we'll see a lot of next season. And words, and LMPs. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to view it, Mr. Kodiak and I will not be broadcasting that. We do have things we want to do, like go out to dinner together. So you will have the brilliant Jess making her iRacing coverage debut, and she will be joined in the combat by Ferg. Ferg.
We English people can't get his name right. He's otherwise called Simon.
That'll do.
He'll be making his commentary debut for AOR. He's been one of our coordinators for quite a period of time, and he will be trying his voice at the commentary. I mean, what a way to debut in an endurance league! I admire his determination. But yes, Jess and Simon will be covering that particular league. Either way, we now head down to, where are we? No, we're not on the Starfield Straight yet. I got confused because I'm thinking of the wrong layout. So yes, that is definitely going to be one to watch. Like unfortunately, I can't commit to that one. Stevie says we'll be going out to dinner.
Every other week.
Every other week.
Despite the vast distance between us, we make the journey.
Absolutely. So that's Abbey, but competitors are ferreting through under the bridge and through Priory heading towards Brooklands. So I was at Silverstone last year, and ironically I recognised the bridge for being part of sort of the spectator area. So this layout does look really alien to me, I must be honest, but this is what it was back in the day. It was only I say it was only 2009, which...
Alexander Godfrey, I think, has a problem. He's dropping down the grid. Ooh, I'll have to keep an eye on... I'll keep an eye on it. He's gone.
Oh, no. But we are racing here at Silverstone. Ooh, that was Dominic Gator again, very side-by-side with Ina Marinsky heading towards the first turn. Then at Phil Reed, we keep an eye on Jordan Howson. Slips into the slipstream of Michael Dresser as well, and very nearly is collected by someone. Can't quite see who that will be. Dan Sasulski, who's already made a couple of positions in the Bushman Racing Ford. He has got us Asker Hebsgaard that is right with him. Kanu Martinson and Krista Brojcek side by side as they head through Magdeburg. Oh my goodness, who is that? That's a Ford that's bouncing across the field. Who was it? Mike Sheppers. Oh my goodness, that's he's got Beckett's all wrong. He's going to have to fall a long way down the field. But look ahead. That's Dan Sasulski that was side by side with. Yeah, it was. It was side by side with Asker Hebsgaard. Wow, that was dust being kicked up. Look at that further behind. As one of the portraits, I think it's Jeremy Hoppe, that is in a great side-by-side with Ronnie Gibbons in the geodesic Ferrari. Oh, yep, as we love to see in this league, very, very side-by-side throughout the field. Oh, wow, Hoppe had to get out of that one. He's going to try and switch to the other side of the Ferrari. Ronnie Gibbons is occupying the racing line. They've done the first racing lap up front. Look at the gap that Ina Marinsky's got for himself. And now Claudio Klima up into second, ahead of Dominic Gaydemer. Nicely done. Have we had any casualties so far?
Only Godfrey that I can see is not on the grid at all. He's disconnected. No. He's just rejoined the session, so he might be able to get back out there. He's going to be a lap down though, but he might be able to get back out there.
Oh, not the way he was well, he's already Pro-Am champion, so he's got nothing essentially to lose, but not the way that he would have wanted to conduct this race. But that's the nature of the beast, though. This sort of thing can happen to absolutely anybody. Now
You'd rather it happen after you've won the championship.
Yeah, there are worse times for it to happen, I suppose. Let's have a look then through the field. The biggest gap we've got so far is actually there. Ronnie Gibbons to Canoe Martinson, 10th or 11th, but Mr. Gibbons has got a lot of company. Jeremy Hoppe, Sarah Dove, Philippe Gaillard, Evan Imre. A lot of cars in that particular battle. And then you have to go down to 26th before you find another gap over a second, which is Marvin Sluman. And Alexander Godefroy still nowhere to be seen, unfortunately.
And just an update as well, what a tremendous start from Merlin Cooper. He started 4 places behind his championship rival, and Cooper's up to 23rd. Reifmuller down to behind him. Reifmuller lost 2, Merlin gained 3.
Nice, so we definitely have to keep half an eye on that battle then. It's always difficult to know where to look in these opening stages. Well, it's generally difficult to know where to look because the field doesn't tend to spread that much that quickly. So there's fighting going on absolutely everywhere. But Ian Marinsky now just creeping over a second for in the lead now. So he's got a fair amount of control over the race. Claudio Klima, there he is in the geodesic Ferrari with Gaidemer and Phil Reed. Michael Dressler in there as well. And basically everyone is less than a second apart right the way down. Oh my goodness. Even the gaps.
It's a long way.
Yeah, even the gaps we previously identified have actually changed. Oh, no, never mind. Anthony Washington in 27th is as far as you have to go before you'll find a gap greater than a second.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Oh, I think Klima's coming under a little bit of pressure here from Gaidemer. Gaidemer had a much better run through Cops. Oh, and he's made a bit of a mess of it. He's going to be jumping over the curbs.
Yeah.
And over the grass he goes. You're going to be careful. You're not going to have much grip there with the rejoin. Nicely done. That's going to be a big old slowdown though. And if he's got away with floor damage, you'll be very happy with that.
Oh dear. That's another victim then that's had to do some lawn mowing. It doesn't look like he's backed off any, is Gaidemer. I mean, what penalty faces you if you don't back off enough?
If you get a slowdown penalty and you don't clear it, you will get a drive-through penalty. You get 3 laps to clear it, and if you don't, you are out. It instantly disqualifies you.
Well, we'll see what Mr. Gaidemer does then. You really don't want to be tossing yourself a drive-through. Karen Van Eyck, what's going on with you?
I was just about to point him out. He looks like he's under a little bit of pressure here from Domino.
That's the AM lead, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is indeed.
And we've seen these two have some pretty intense scraps throughout the season.
We have, absolutely we have. That is the view from the tail of Karen Van Eyck staring at the headlights of Nick Domino. He's going to have to work very hard to get past him, but not too far ahead of Cohen is Mike Sheppers in the Ford that's already done the lawn mowing all the way down to 16th. Started in 5th. That's how catastrophic that one mistake was.
Yeah. He's got to do some work now to get back up to the positions where he should be, but he's going to struggle a little bit. He's got some good pace on people, and looks like he's going to make a move here on Felipe Gaillard into turn 1. Lovely stuff, easily done. Gaillard wasn't going to fire that too hard. Although Mike runs a little bit wide, that's probably an instant point. Yep, that's up to 2.
Anyone? No major. 3 is the highest we've got so far.
Richard Journeyman has just been passed by Sam Blackwood, I think.
Oh, what a move coming through Magnus Beckett's then. That was impressive. It's
Sam on the inside line.
A great place to make a move. Who else can we have a look at? That is Jeremy Hoppe on the back of this particular train. There's one of the few gaps over a second between Hoppe and Sarah Dove. Sarah right there with Evan Imre for company just behind them. This big train here is basically 12th. Jeremy Hoppe essentially up to the lead.
Yeah. It's weird when you say that. I'm amazed, to be honest, that Ian Marinsky hasn't managed to pull a bit more of a gap from Klima and Reed behind.
Speaking of Merlin Cooper, side by side with Soren Kurtz coming through Nuffield.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Cooper on the inside now, coming up towards Abbey.
Beg your pardon, that was Club. I knew I'd get my corner names wrong. And Cooper back ahead of Kurtz, and there is Reithmuller. Again, bear in mind that's the AM Championship being fought out there. So there is a lot for them to be fighting. Well, everybody wants to fight the cars around them, but when you've got a championship on the line, it makes every move that bit more worthwhile, you could say.
Yeah, you want to pick your fights a little bit more importantly. But equally, in a grid like this, when everyone's so close, you don't want to be lifting off to let people through.
No, indeed. It's again also
Dubroicek's very close to Dan Sasulski.
Yes,
sorry,
exactly what I was just identifying. Yeah, Dubroicek in 9th position. Our Pro-Am leader is challenging Dan Sasulski in the Bushwick Racing Pink Ford. Who's going to win out over this one? That's the view back from Sasulski.
He's going to sit behind him for now.
Yeah, and that could be just Dubroicek biding his time. He's got Knut Martinsen right with him as well. The Pro-Am Championship might be sealed, but that's still for the winning honours in the Pro-Am category. Oh, bit of a lock up there by Esker Hebsgaard. Oh, look at that, the two privateers right next to each other. Jordan Howson, who's up one position from his starting position, has got fellow privateer. It's a Team Viking, but it's not privateer, beg your pardon, he's uncategorised. So those two very in short order. Hopefully
Gatormare looks a little bit closer. Sorry, he looks like he's been putting a lot of pressure on Michael Dreschler for this first half of the lap. Well, I said first half, nearly a complete lap. Michael looks like he's just struggling a little bit to hang on to the back of Phil Reed, which Gatormare wants to be given the hurry up.
I wonder what's happened to Gatormare because he started second.
He made that incident at Maggots Beckett's and then dropped. Because there's a lot going on.
There's a hell of a lot going on, yeah, absolutely. That's the view from Gatormare, from the nose of Gatormare's car. There's a bit
Weissmuller's round, he's had a spin.
Oh no, where is he? There he's
at Lutfield. Oh no, there was contact. There was contact between himself and who is that?
Oh, he was in
Ben Hitchcock.
lag for me. He was in lag for me, so unfortunately I couldn't see the incident.
No, he was a little bit wide. Oh, this is bad for Weissmuller. Weissmuller's got a very damaged front. Oh, he went very wide, so he went very wide Lutfield and tried to take a late apex, but Ben Hitchcock was on the inside and there was contact between them. Weissmuller nearly got beached on a curb. He was very lucky to get going, actually. But he definitely has damage now on the rear wing. That's going to hurt him.
Yeah, and Hitchcock is in as well, so he didn't come away unscathed from that exchange either. Oh dear, oh dear. Keeping an eye up front, though. Marinsky can't seem to break away from Klima at the moment. That's 9/10 between them. Phil Reed just falling a second behind Klima at the moment. There's Dreschler and Gatormare in their battle. Now the field is beginning to disperse. It's taken a while. It's taken a good 5 laps for that to actually happen. There's Jordan Howson, who has broken away from Esker Hebsgaard, who's got Dan Sasulski and Chris Dubroicek for company. Here they come through Abbey. You get a fairly long stream of cars, and wow, again Dubroicek getting very, very close to the back of the Ford once again, coming through Brooklands and Luffield. And look right behind them, there's Gibbons and Hoppe very close as well. The Ford has broken away from Evan Imre, so she will be looking to get on the back of this conga line. Evan Imre has got Mike Shepherd for company just behind them.
Yeah, it's a big old train right now, and this is the problem is you can get a good run, but the car in front of you is in slipstream just as you're in their slipstream, so it's quite difficult to make gains. And just a good news story of the day: Alexander Godefroy is back on track.
Is he?
He is a lap down, but he is back out there. A bit of a testament to the kind of guy he is.
Well, fair play to him. That's definite. I'm not going to give up.
Oh! Gatormare and Dreschler side by side coming into Stowe. Dominic on the inside. Dreschler's going to have to try and go the long way around. It's not going to work. That corner really doesn't lend itself to it. You've got to have a lot more grip to go around the outside of Stowe. Come down now into Vale. I nearly did it then. But yeah, Gatormare finally making that move that he's been looking to make for a while, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Head down towards Club now. Club is the long right hander, the short part just before. And, wow, Gatormare already giving himself half a second as they come through Bridge. Down to Priory. He's got Phil Reed very much in his sights. He wants to get back up into the podium spots. He's pretty determined to do it as well. We'll see as the race progresses. We still have a long way to go. We still have over an hour of racing to conduct. So with our GTE Elite.
We've only been racing for barely 10 minutes and it's all kicked off.
Yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't imagine the Pro-Am Championship champion himself, not officially crowned, but you know what I mean, he will be the Pro-Am champion, to be a lap down already at this stage. But just an unfortunate second set of circumstances for him.
I think Mike Shepherd is going to make another position soon. Evan Imre has dropped off the back a little bit of the Saradov, and it'll be easy prey, I think, for Mike.
Let's stay on board then with the Ford. It's out of Magna to Beckett through Chapel on the hanger straight, then heading towards Stowe. Shepherd isn't gaining too much at the moment, but he's keeping himself very, very much known to Evan.
And just ahead of them, Hoppe is very close to Gibbons. Is he going to have a look on the inside? He looked it. Gibbons go a little bit wide. He might be able to capitalise and get this into Abbey if he's can be tight enough and close enough.
Not yet. But once again, as is also very common with GTE League, is very much keep the pressure and see who breaks.
Yeah. I will say we've actually got a move behind, I think, as well. It's all kicking off. Oh no, he's coming on Gaillard. He's backed out of it though. Doesn't really want to fight Gaillard. Gaillard's a Pro-Am driver. Cohen's not going to gain anything unless he thinks he's being held up.
Yeah, but he'll want to get away from Domino, who's right under his rear wing.
Absolutely,
that's more what he's worried about. Yeah.
It was kind of the thing we said last week. They don't really want to fight, but if it means they can have somebody between them and another one in their class, well, it might be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, remember that's for the race win. Won't be for the championship between these two, but they'll still be doing what they can to hang on to the class win. And Nick Domino doing what he can to keep that pressure on. And as a reminder, it's Nick Domino who's the mastermind behind the graphics we've used for all of our iRacing seasons. So the GTE, the Formula Renault 3.5 and the Formula 3. All the overlays have been down to that man. So fair play to you.
And this amazing skin back as well.
And the skin
all
back.
All the decals that say Pro-Am, and Pro, all thanks to him.
Oh, Evan Imre, that's close. He's lost the spot. Mike Shepherd's threw that one on the inside of Stowe. But, oh, look at that train ahead. Oh, and that right ahead is Gibbons under pressure by Hoppe, and Dove is now right there as well. Sarah has closed that train down. But exactly as I said before, getting there is one thing, but when everyone's slipstreaming off another, it's so difficult to make the move. And there are
Jordanhausen, he's had a little bit of a half spin at Abbey. Back just got away from him. He's lost a few positions. He's back now behind behind Saradov, sorry. I was almost saying he's back behind himself.
Impressive.
He's ahead of Mike Shepherd though. Yeah, he's lost a few positions, but he's got some good pace. He should be able to recover some of them. But he's found himself with what was clear air. He's now got quite a traffic jam.
Yeah, that was 6th he was battling for with Ezra Heathcard. Now finds himself down in 13th. Yeah, it looked like he just kind of threw that into Abbey too hard, and the tail just was like, no, sir.
Yeah, those curbs at Abbey and going onto the farm straight are rough. And the Porsche generally is one of the weaker cars over the curb. So that's something that's car characteristic. Yep, gone.
Gaydomir had to slam on the anchors to not smack into the back of Phil Reed there. As they were coming to back into Beckett. Now onto Chapel. Is Gaydomir going to make a move on Phil Reed? Reed won't have much of a slipstream off of Claudia Klima. No, he's too far back to make a move into Stowe. He's far too wise to make a dive bomb from that far back. Right behind them, there's Evgard Sasulski. Oh, that's the back marker. Ooh.
Yeah. I was about to point that out. There's a bit of a queue forming now behind Asgard. He's dropped off the back a little bit of what was Jordanhausen.
I would not want to be Ben Hitchcock right now. He doesn't want to jump off the road. Well, he has jumped off the road.
Cohen Van Eyck, I think, just went around the outside at Stone. I need to go back and have a look at that.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that as well. Oh, he did!
Wow.
Slightly further back to make the move. There it is. That's when Gaillard sticking to the inside line, and Koen van Eyck stuck that one around the outside of Stowe. You don't see that move very often. And then
it was an amazing move.
It was very cleanly done as well. And there it is. That's 16th position for Koen van Eyck. That does exactly what we were talking about. It puts Gaillard in between him and fellow AMCAS challenger of Nick Domino. That Flavien Foku behind them. So he started in 23rd, so he had a terrible qualifying. He hasn't been able to make his way too far in the field since then. So that's not going too well for Foku. And Phil Reed has lost that spot to Dominic Gaydemeyer whilst all that was going on. There's Michael Dressler looking to get involved as well. But Gaydemeyer's got 2 seconds. He's got over 2 seconds to close down to get back to Claudio Klima, who is 1.2 off of Ina Marinsky. There they are. You've just seen them go through the shot. So plenty for Gaydemeyer to do if he can break free from Phil Reed.
Yeah.
Oh, Koen van Eyck spun.
Oh no!
What's
After
happened
that
to
amazing
Van Eyck?
move? Cops, I think. Oh no, there was a collision.
Whoa, Gaillard! Oh, that was a bit unlucky. I mean, Gaillard was... Oh, no!
There was an incident behind them between Foku and Domino.
Foku and Domino. Domino coming off far worse. Oh, no.
I tell you what, Domino braked because of the contact between the cars in front. So he slowed down thinking they're going to collide, I need to react. And the car behind him had no time to get react. And fortunately, no, that's not ideal, but these things can happen when there's a lot of cars in short succession.
I actually think I have a bit of bad luck for Nick Domino, because a lot of races I've commentated on that he's been in, he's had something happen to.
You should stop saying that before he falls out with you.
I swear I am bad luck for Nick Domino, but I'm going to be fired from the combos.
Please no.
Well, I'm head commentator, so I'd have to fire myself.
Please no. Just an update then. So Sebastian Riesmüller continued after that incident. He's running 25th place, 7 positions down on his teammate. Who's that? Flavien Foku, I think.
Yeah, it is indeed Foku. Often with that fair amount of damage on that Porsche, I would think.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things that they crashed at turn 1, so they've got to do the whole lap before they can get back to the pits.
It's a long way to crawl.
It's a very long way to go.
Oh, Marinsky under pressure from Claudio Klima. The lead Porsche's made a mistake somewhere, because he's lost almost all his lead in a lap. That was 1.2 when I last checked in with him, and now Claudio Klima is under half a second from the back of the Porsche.
Yeah, he's definitely within his slipstream range now. It's going to be... Eno work took him a while to break that slipstream, and he's just allowed Klima back into it, and Klima's not got any immediate pressure at the minute from anyone behind him, so the game is on for the lead overall.
Yeah, absolutely. I wondered whether that lead was going to go, but I didn't think it would go that quickly. Well, they've come through Abbey, through Farm, under bridge, up to Priory now. Lovely corner there from the Porsche that's going to try and open up a few more tents, but wow, Klima on a hell of a charge. Who's got the fastest lap of the moment? Claudio Klima? No, Dominic Gaydemeyer does. By the look of that, 42.3.
I would agree with that.
But
yep,
Dominic Gaydemeyer is not under pressure from Phil Reed behind. 1.5 seconds separates those two, and almost the same between Gaydemeyer and Klima. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if that lead battle becomes a 3-way fight before long. And with how difficult overtaking has been with these guys, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Phil Reed and Michael Dressler get involved in it. Jeremy Hoppe side by side with Ronnie Gibbons.
I was just about to say that. Very close. It's been a move that's been coming for a while. It's side by side.
Side by side in Maggots and Beckett's. Well driven, Ronnie Gibbons, and by Jeremy Hoppe to not have any colossal contact there. Well played, Sarah Dove. Can she get a decent drive coming off of Chapel? Oh, that was flashing the lights with Jeremy Hoppe. He was not happy about that at all. Still flashing his lights. He's very frustrated. He's not pleased with Mr. Gibbons at all. And, well, it was a firm but fair move. There was no contact.
Gibbons wide. Gibbons wide. He's going to come under immense pressure now. Obviously, he's going to have to try and go the long way around or set him up for a switchback. He's going for that one, but it doesn't really work at this club because it's such a long corner. You can take a short line like Hoppe has or a wide line like Gibbons has, and they have their benefits either way.
Yeah. Wow. All kicking off everywhere. Again, the Porsche making himself known to the Ferrari, coming into Abbey once again, and Sarah Dove gets very close, as also Mike Shepherd's on the back of Jordan Howson as well. There's our lawn mowers. Well, okay, Jordan Howson didn't mow the lawn as such, jumping over the corner at Copse. Oh, wow, he gets very close to the front though. Well, it looks it from that angle. There in the background is Evan Imre. He's got no one anywhere near him, so he might close into this gap. This block of 4 is catching the next block of 4, which is Hebsgaard, Sasowski, Wojciech and Martinsen. Yeah,
it's Asger seems to be forming a bit of a queue behind him. He hasn't quite got the pace of those in front of him, but he's got enough to keep those behind him at bay, and we know how quick Dan Sasowski is for sure, so that's no mean feat.
No, absolutely.
Klima seems to be dropping off the back a little bit of Einar Marinsky as well. 7/10 now.
Yeah, but look behind. Just a second now for Gaydamer closing on Klima. He Gaydamer gained 4/10, nearly beat the race lap record again. Closing in on the pair ahead. There's Phil Reed.
Dan Sasowski, sorry, he's going to have a little look on the inside of Stowe. And Asger Hebsgaard is going to make this work. He's going to have to hold it. Hebsgaard on the outside. It's worked for him so far. Got the inside now for Vale. Again, just holding him off. He's backing all of them up.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Because the gap between the two packs, so the pack of 4 and a pack of 5, is shrinking. Ronnie Gibbons has got a lot of work to do, though, as he's at Hoppe for company. Sarah Dove looks like she's had a decent drive on the exit of club, but no, can't make a move. Coming into Abbey. Here they come again. And still the flash of the lights from the Porsche. Well, definitely not happy with Mr. Gibbons at the moment.
He could be doing it just to try and distract Gibbons. There's nothing to say you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Not working if it's what he's trying.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's not paying off for him. Well, here they come. Through Luffield, through Woodcote to complete the lap. It's either going to be an amazing move or an amazing pile-up. In this race, Sarah Dove is right under the rear wing of Jeremy Hoppe for 11th position. Who's going to blink first? Streaming on through Magazabekins again. Everyone biding their time. Shepherds has got a great ringside seat for this lot.
Which is not where he wants to be at all. He wants to be a lot further down the road of all of these.
No, indeed. I wondered if he was going to try and force his way past Jordan Howson then. But no, he definitely thought better of that. Here we go again. And we just saw Evan Imre come into that shot as well.
Whoa!
Oh, Jordan Howson! Well held.
I think he was caught out a little bit by them breaking in front of him. And he braked a little bit later than he would have liked. Managed to avoid it. He just cost him a position to Mike Shepherd, who I don't think will complain.
There's Nick Domino, the wounded Porsche. Oh, what might have been for him.
Look at this. Top 3 covered by less than a second and a half.
Yep.
Einar Marinsky from Claudio Klima and Dominic Gaydamer.
Gaydamer gained a 10th on Klima, but lost one to Marinsky last time around. Phil Reed is not quite in the same league as these three at the moment. Even though he's keeping Dressler at bay, which in itself is no mean feat. Then you've got that Hebsgaard train that we've been looking at for a while. The block of 4 still just about, well, separated by 1.6 seconds from the block of 5 behind. But Ronnie Gibbons is driving the tail end train. Is that Howson? That's Jordan Howson's fallen off the back of it. So, I mean, he didn't hit anything.
No, it's one of those things though. If I admit I've never driven the Porsche, I've only driven the Ferrari, and if the Porsche's tyres react similarly to the Ferrari, if you have a big lockup or something, it can take you a while to get those tyres to come back to you. They struggle for a little bit. Whether they're just super sensitive on temperature or what, I'm not sure, but you do that in a Ferrari and you're going to have a couple of laps of pain.
What's the track temperature?
track temp at the minute is 27 degrees, so it's pretty toasty for March in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've had some decent weather, but that's a little optimistic, I feel.
That's global warming.
Yeah, confirmed.
I feel like it's going to take a daredevil move from Dan Suzuki at the minute. Oh god, I'm scared to look away from the top 6. They're coming by 1.2 seconds.
I know, it's amazing there. The gap up front is steadily decreasing. I don't know who else I'm going to give a quick mention to. I say quick because I want to keep an eye on what's going on at this time. It's Scott McCracken.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's up 9 places already. Yeah. 10 places, sorry.
And right behind him
10 places.
Anthony Washington, Richard Brenneman and Sebastian Riethmüller in that particular
battle. Oh no, Christian Brojcek and Asger Hebsgaard. Oh no, what's happened? Was this the move?
Ooh!
Yeah, that was the move.
Yeah, De Bruyne.
That was a move.
I bet you I can't watch it because... oh, did I have something from Hebsgaard? Oh, I did. I wonder if he was in... I thought he might have been in lag. There goes the Ford and bang, there it is.
Yeah. It was a bit of a... Oh, and then Dan connected with De Bruycek as well.
Oh, there's De Bruycek's Ford. Oh, and Hebsgaard took a while to get going again. Oh, no. Not how we wanted that one resolved. So then that puts Knut Martinsson now in charge of the train. Look at... He's now one single train of 6 cars. Martinsson in the front of it. Then Gibbons, Hoppe, Sasulski, Dove and Shepherd in that battle.
That might actually give Gibbons a bit of a break that he wanted. Because he's had Hoppe pressuring him for so long. You'd think Dan Sasulski would put the pressure back on Hoppe. Oh, Knut runs wide there. He's going to be under tremendous amount of pressure. It's same car, same engine, same power. It's going to be all down to the driver now. And all Knut can do is push the fast pedal and hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. There is Jordan Howson trying to close back in on that pack. Then right behind them, Evan Imre and De Bruycek on that recovery, driving the Porsche. Evan disappeared for a moment there. A little lag for him. Let's do a quickly check in on our lead 3. There they are. 41.2 for Marinsky, 40.8. Oh no, my numbers are lying to me. 42.6 for Marinsky, 42.7 for Klima and Gadamer. So lapping within a tenth of each other at the moment and maintaining their respective gaps. Then
none of these can afford a mistake.
No. What's our incident counts like?
Marinsky and Klima are both on 7, Gadamer on 9. Of course, Gadamer's on the higher number. And I say that with a lot of respect for Dominic Gadamer, but he knows it.
We've observed this before.
Yeah, they've only got 20, and we've got 10 minutes to half distance, so they've got to be careful. They're all pushing exceptionally hard, I think. We see it very often where the top guy, or the top 2 or whatever, have a very low incident. It's because they're cruising out front and they're not under a lot of pressure. Not today. So,
has Klima's fallen a little way off the... No, I thought he'd fallen a bit off the back of Marinsky, but not particularly. It's fallen slightly closer to Gadamer, but not enough for him to worry too much. He knows damn well that Comrade Gaming Ferrari is there, but isn't needing to make any desperate defences at the moment. Phil Reed still has Michael Dreschler for company.
I don't think there's anybody who doesn't have somebody for company. Evan Imre's got a friend now in Chris De Bruycek.
Chris De Bruycek, yeah. So I mean, he'll take the position, I'm sure, but not quite as he would have thought. There's a few cars that are slightly... I mean, Gaillard is a bit on his own. He's got 5 seconds, 4.5, 5.149 between himself and Hebsgaard, and almost the same back to Soren Krutz. So there's a few people that are a little bit more spaced out. There's Cohen van Eyck, our AM leader, now very much on his own as far as the class is concerned. There's Marvin Sluman, next car down the road. Who's that that's just gone past them? Flavian Foku, after his earlier incident. Oh, Shepherd's! Oh, Shepherd's in the pits. Don't do that.
That's an interesting call from Mike Shepherd, though. That's very early compared to normal. Normally you stay out for as long as you can.
Oh, Sasulski getting very close to Jeremy Hoppe again. Oh, Mike, you scared me to death then. Oh, Gatormare is getting very close to Claudio Klima. So Klima has fallen a bit off the back of Marinsky, but Gatormare is matching Marinsky's pace. So that is then leading the geodesic Ferrari into the clutches of the Comrade Gaming Ferrari. We'll see then how they resolve that one. Ooh.
Gibbons made a mistake at Stowe. He's going to under greater pressure again from Hoppe. Gibbons defending, although is Dan Sassulski going to capitalise? Yep, Hoppe got to take a slower line. And Sassulski is going to... Oh, you got me saying it wrong now. Dan Sassulski is pressuring him massively for it.
It's amazingly contagious, isn't it?
Yes.
Saradov's got a great ringside seat again for the battle ahead of her. And there is Jordan Howson, so he really has got back on this train. But again, any corner, any one moment could decide how that is going to shake down between that particular pack. And interestingly, the top three have spread apart a bit. As Klima's lost 3/10 off of Marinsky and is still falling into the clutches of Gatormare, but Gatormare's lost some time to the leader. So that gap now 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's still 1.5 seconds coming the top three.
I know. Sassulski in.
Yeah, this is I'm faster than this train. I can go faster. I need out of it. Maybe that's what Mike Shepard was thinking. They were just waiting for the pit window to come to them. Mr. Wojciech having a little look towards Evan Imre. Is not going to do anything towards Maggots. That would be insanely brave. We've seen it a few times though.
Yeah, not all of them successful though.
No.
that would be quite a move.
Oh, Evans off!
Oh,
Evans
no!
off! He got on the grass on the exit of Beckett and just got on the chapel. Oh, he kept it out of the wall though. That was lucky. But that is a free move.
The nearest of margin as well. That was so unlucky.
That's high speed though. That is very high speed. You do not want to be touching the grass at all. A lot of there are some platforms that don't really treat grass as an issue. It is on here. You don't touch it.
Oh dear.
Let me just see.
Once again, don't know where to look. Lots of battling going on. Top three minding their own business. Dressler still with field read. 11.2 seconds now is the gap between Dressler and Martinson. Although Martinson is a bit free of pressure now. So 1.1 seconds between himself and Gibbons, who still has Jeremy Hoppe for company. Although Saradov's one a little bit off the back of Jeremy, only by about half. Oh wow! The Porsche nearly slamming into the back of Ronnie Gibbons again. Ronnie was a little slow coming through Brooklands.
I think this might be why Hoppe's been flashing. It's like I think I can go quicker than you can.
Yeah.
Hoppe Gibbons has stayed ahead, but Gibbons looks a little bit out of shape sometimes, and a little bit. How do I say this nice? Creative with lines. Whereas Hoppe's looks a little bit quicker. And I just had a quick check. When Evan touched the grass, he was doing 166 kilometers per hour, or just 103 miles an hour. So he did very well to keep out of the wall.
Yeah, that was a great save then from Evan Imre. Here these guys come towards Stowe. Oh, Gibbons, that looked a little bit tail happy there. He seems to struggle a bit through Stowe. And is the Porsche going to dive on the inside? Is this going to be an opportunity for Hoppe? No, once again. Ronnie Gibbons just has enough to fend off the Porsche, but only just.
I'll tell you what, Hoppe's going to be sick to death looking at the Ronnie Gibbons' car.
He'll draw it from memory.
Just an update there, Mike Sherpers is down in 18th place. He's got 3.5 seconds to the next car ahead of him, Marvin Sloom and his teammate, so I don't think he's going to play it too hard. Dan Suzuki came out in 20th, and has got a couple of seconds to Merlin Cooper ahead of him. Where's Riethmuller? Is he still going?
Riethmuller is in 26th.
So he's only 7 places overall behind his championship rival. But he's only 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
We've seen quite a few things happen already.
And as we say that, the top 3 back within a 1.2 seconds.
Exactly what I was just thinking, yeah. Marinsky's made a mistake. He lost 3/10 in the last lap. And to within 2,000 of a second matching each other, 42.685 and 42.687 respectively. That has allowed them to close back in on that Porsche, who's led the way for the entirety of the race so far, has led from pole, but has had to fight for it.
Absolutely. I'll be honest, I can't help but wish Aeronom and Chris Holstein were here. See how they've stacked up against that top fight. I'll play having a look on the inside. No, it was a dive. It wasn't necessarily a move. It was a surprise, if nothing else, and Gibbons fell for it.
There he goes. He's going to dive on the inside of Vale, but no, again. Gibbons doing what he can to shut that door just in time to keep Hoppy behind him.
Oh, he's very close now, though. Very close indeed. Gibbons is going to go defensive. He's kept him to the inside.
Oh, and that's going to be the inside for Abbey. Can the Porsche do it? I think Gibbons let it go because Gibbons jumped back to the racing line when he realised that the Porsche was alongside. At long last, Jeremy Hoppy has made the move. He is now up into 7th. Let's see how well he can fend off the pressure from Ronnie Gibbons. Oh, it did look like Gibbons was having a look at the inside of Brooklands. That would have been very, very brave if he'd tried to commit through there. There's Kanu Martinson, wrong AOR yellow Ferrari there, who's now 2.7 seconds ahead of this train. And behind,
yeah, that's what huge favour for him, isn't it?
Yeah, De Bruycheck is catching up with Jordan Howson, who's the tail of that particular snake. So he's still recovering from his earlier incident, but he's now going to be getting right involved in that pack, I think. Saradov right under the rear wing of Ronnie Gibbons. Not going to really do anything through Maggins and Beckett's. The tail, and again, the tail of Ronnie Gibbons' car just doesn't look like it wants to behave. Saradov, great drive through Chapel. We're surely going to see a side-by-side coming through Stowe as Gibbons holds onto the inside line that forces the Ford to the outside. Is she going to go the long way round? Is she going to tuck in behind Ronnie Gibbons? No, she's committed to the move. Can she get the drive she needs? Oh, and again, it looked like the tail of the Ferrari did not want to stick. Still on the inside is Saradov. Is she going to make the move? No, she outbrakes herself. Oh no, they lost all of the momentum. Then Ronnie Gibbons has done an outside manoeuvre around Luffield. They're still side by side. Saradov's not letting that one go. Now through Woodcote. Oh, I'm going to be calling it wrong. It was Vale and Club, and then now coming into Abbey. The Ferrari has the inside line, and Saradov's hanging on to it. Oh, what a move by Saradov.
Not over.
Ronnie Gibbons is still there. Brilliant driving by the pair of them. What a drive for Ronnie Gibbons to hang on to the position. That was brilliant by all of them. And here she comes again. She's having a look on the inside of Brooklands. I said you'd have to be brave to do a move there. That's exactly what she's done. But can she close the door to come through Luffield? Now we are actually at Luffield. That's get more when they draw this house and having a lot of work from
Houghton and Brightcheck, and Houghton might have a run here on Gibbons. He managed to he took a wide line. He managed to set him up. Gibbons is going defensive into Cops. He's going to not going to go on the outside there. That would be amazing. He's going to go for it now.
Yeah, but here comes De Bruycheck, because that's going to cost Howson the momentum. Is De Bruycheck going to make a move? Saradov's managed to get the move done. He's now running off into the distance because Gibbons has had to defend against the Porsche of Jordan Howson, who in turn is trying to fend off De Bruycheck. Oh, goodness me, what a great sequence of corners that was. But that's not done, though. Here comes De Bruycheck. Does he get a decent drive off of Chapel? Here he goes, nearly pushing the green quarter along. It's going to go to the inside for Stowe. Is he going to get the move done? It doesn't look like Howson. Yeah, I think Howson's let that one go. Or is he going to slot behind? Yes, he does. I think he realised that one was done. Didn't fancy a side-by-side coming into Vale. Wow. that was
amazing. I was going to say earlier, actually, the respect these drivers have for each other is amazing. Some amazing racecraft going on. There's a point as well, just something interesting. The top three were 1 point separated by less than a second, and they are coming up to lap traffic now. So this is something they're going to have to work around and hope works to their advantage. They cannot afford a smallest delay, as Klima gets within 4/10 now of Avino Marinsky.
That's Richard Brenneman they're catching up to, so he'll be under blue flag conditions, but he's got to pick the right point to come past. He doesn't want to just jump off the road, but equally he doesn't want to hold them up. They're coming through Maggins and Beckett, and it's not Brenneman's fault that they are being caught through a really awkward point.
No, and Gibbons has come in. He's had enough of that, and someone made a good point in the chat. It was Def. That battle played brilliantly into the hands of Shepard and Sasulski, who've been running around on their own, setting their own lap times, which I assume is definitely quicker than what they can.
Oh, Gatormare, I'm not sure. I think he was mistrusting what Brennan was going to do. He nearly slammed into the back of him. It carries on nonetheless. A few people have been through the pits. And yeah, as you say, Ronnie Gibbons is one of them. Where's he going to reappear? That's Merlin Cooper coming past, along with Soren Kruitz, and that is 19th then for Ronnie Gibbons.
Oh no, we have lost Evan Imre.
Oh no!
I'm not sure what happened. I'm just seeing that he's disconnected from the session.
Oh wow, he was on 17 incident points. My
oh wow,
goodness.
Yeah, he was. Oh, we've got a few people that are really getting up there now. Kevin Van Eyck's on 12, Cruz and Gibbons both on 10, Gatormare and Wojciech on 11 each.
Still a fair way to go. Wow. I'm still catching my breath from that sequence of Sarah Dove. That was absolutely incredible what happened there. But our top three still staying very, very close to one another, keeping that gap, you know, within under a second between each car. Oh, who's that coming out of the pits? Oh, someone. Who was that coming out? It was no, not Brenneman. It was Alexander Godefroy, the Pro-Am champion, slammed on the anchors just as he was getting to the end of the pit lane. He did not want to be in the way of the leaders at all. Oh, Dressler on Phil Reed. That's getting close. So that's a battle for fourth.
Been close for a while.
Yeah, pretty much all race long between those two.
Yeah.
But I noticed that was getting below 3 tenths. So Dressler, as they come past Godefroy with no further incident.
Just a point as well. Mike Shepard is now 14th, Dan Sasulki 16th, Ronnie Gibbons 19th. He's lost in about 7 seconds compared to Shepard and Sasulski, who were both behind that battle, so they've gained hugely under this through that battling.
Sarah Dove, now free of traffic, has got 2 seconds to close down to Hoppe. Hoppe's just absolutely gone from the pack that he was fighting in. As that's now led by Jordan Howson with De Bruycheck, and Asger Hebsgaard has caught the back of it in the Ferrari. So they still fight on, and Jeremy Hoppe is, about 5 seconds further down the road. So I think he's rather proved his point. Yes, I was distinctly quicker than you, Mr. Gibbons. Wow. Yeah,
but now the thing is, Gibbons has now got he got clear track as well, so he might be able to jump some of those around him if he can. The bonus to pitting early sometimes is, as we've seen with Sasulski, Shepherds, you might be able to get clear air, run your own lap times. The downside is you run with a heavier cart for a lot longer.
Oh, De Bruycheck, Sluman. Marvin Sluman's lost his spot to Mike Shepherds. That's 13th then. For
their teammates, that might have been helped.
Probably, as he's now acting rear gunner against Cohen Van Eyck, the AM race leader. He's AM race leader by quite a way, I think. Oh, De Bruycheck! Oh my goodness me, this De Bruycheck and Asger Hebsgaard side by side, and whoa, look at that! The Ferrari's iron coming through. That was at Cops. That was brilliantly done. Still side by side, banging in the doors. Who's going to be the first to break on this one? And it was De Bruycheck. Well played by Asger Hebsgaard.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think it's Asger is not classified, but I would think we would probably put him in a pro class. He's certainly got that speed, and he's certainly got that driver's mentality of like, you are not passing me here.
Wow, it was close between those two. De Bruycheck broke himself at the end of Vale and nearly took the Ferrari with him because he's had to readjust his line. That's really cost him a lot of time against Hebsgaard. But yeah, come on.
Just a point from the track from our soon-to-be no longer reigning champion and current resident sick boy, Mr. Holstein, saying it's super hard to pass on this track, and suggesting that the best thing that Clario and Dominic can do is save fuel.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the saving fuel because
No.
they both went faster than Eno did last lap.
No, but I see where Christoph's going there. You make the pit stop shorter.
Yeah. He's a smart boy, he is.
It's almost like he's done this before.
Yeah, he knows a thing or two. Oh, the Broy check coming in then. Doesn't want to be fighting with Asgard again.
No, once was enough. I thought he had damage on the rear wing for a second there, but it was just how the car was looking against the garage doors.
I don't want to commentate a curse, Christopher Broychek, but I think he's one of the few VEC cars that hasn't got a bump at some point.
Oh, well, that's someone in the way of the top three. That is... No, who is it?
It's Sebastian Riethmuller. He's still carrying that damage, and he's pitted, so he's chosen not to have that fixed.
Interesting.
Well, he's going to be wanting to get away pretty soon, though. Yeah, Eno's flashing his light.
Quite rightly. And he doesn't look like... Ooh, he doesn't look like he wants to get out of the way. Ooh, Gatorman! Wow.
Wasn't ideal.
No. Might be a few words said about that one, but that's put Gatorman right under the rear ring of Klima. Klima's lost a bit of time against Marinsky, who has lost a lot more time against Gatormeyer. If they were fuel saving before, I doubt Gatormeyer will be now.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for him. It was Riethmuller just on the apex at Luffield. It was always not Luffield, the one before that. That one. Yeah, it made Klima have to take a wider line than he really wanted to.
3 Magnus again. That's going to give us 1.3 seconds. That's the biggest lead Marinsky's had in ages over Claudio Klima. That was always the risk, wasn't it, of catching a back marker just at the wrong time. That risk was always there. None of the top guys are looking to come in. We're nearly 2/3 of the way through the race already. The first half felt very pedestrian compared to what we've had since then. And still, the top three. See, I'm still expecting the pit lane to be there. I was expecting the pit entrance to be at that point. It's not there. I need to wrap my head around that. Right.
Yeah, it's all kicking off.
Yeah.
I don't actually think there was a point where it hasn't been kicking off.
I was just thinking that actually. It had not really gone. It's only really a comparative quiet moment. A quiet moment with only 6 people fighting instead of 7. Oh, Hoppe is getting close to Martinson, and Sarah Dove has been in hot pursuit. So
yeah, I was actually going to mention this earlier that Hoppe was gaining on Martinson.
That's for Pro-Am lead. And Sarah Dove's right in there as well. So the Pro-Am 3, the top 3 of that class are separated by 3 seconds or so, or just over. So Pro and Pro-Am separated by very little.
Yeah. Cohen Van Eyck, though, with a pretty substantial lead in the AM. And he's had a spin as well. Unless there are people that have pitted and they're still trying to gain stuff on him.
Could be. Could well be. That's how Phil Reed do it. Oh, there's a back marker coming out. Is that back marker going to help Phil Reed any? No. Might have put Michael Dresser off slightly, but won't have given him too much more than that. Who is that? Let's come out. Again. Stefan Kamke and Richard Brenneman in short order. There's Godefroy still going.
Yeah, Godefroy he's not fighting for anything really. He's just here to enjoy himself, and if he can, pick up some points. And he's going to get class points. He will get class points because he's going to go to the end, I assume. I love this kind of thing. I love it.
Cohen Van Eyck pretty much let Dan Sasolski go there. There's the 4 flew around the outside. And again, that's kind of like, there's no point in me fighting you. We're in different categories.
Yeah. Cohen's leading now, and he'll know that, and he won't want to be interfering with Dan Sasolski.
Privateers are close again. Ebsgaard and Howson. They're only 1.5 seconds apart. Dressler is falling a little bit off the back of Phil Reed, but I think, like I said earlier, he was put off a bit by the back marker coming out of the pits. Gademeyer is still watching around 6/10 behind Gademeyer, but I wonder if he's going to hope that Klima will Oh, that was Marinsky. Marinsky's lost a bucket load of time. I said bucket load of time. He's lost half a second, which in this field, this close, is a lot of time.
Yeah.
I don't think he was held up by the back marker though, which is Scott McCracken.
Where is Scott McCracken? Okay, so he's made his pit stop, and just to reinforce, you don't have to pit in this league, but the rules are engineered in the way, and the tyres and cars and fuel is engineered in the way, you're probably going to have to pit. Although Dominic Gadimer very close to Klima now.
And with the back marker that could well play into Gadimer's hands. Let's see on the nose of Gadimer's car. You can see how early that Klima was wanting to kind of stay on the inside line, and they're going to easily clear the Porsche. Gadimer backed out again. He didn't fancy trying to dive on the inside. Whoa, he only just got past the Porsche before he got to the apex. So I'm not really surprised that Gadimer may have took the safer line to back out of that. Well, he's staying. I think Holstein mentioned earlier that he lifted. So I wonder if he's just playing the tactics game. Bring me back into range with Marinsky, and at the moment it's working.
Yeah, and we saw him do it. We saw Dominic do this at Daytona as well, and just sit behind and save fuel. And almost, I don't want to say intentionally dropped from second place, but he was not willing to really fight his way back up to second place after he fell behind that group back in Daytona when slipstreaming was so important and being in the draft.
Hoppe is closing in on Martinson slowly but surely. Sardo's fallen a bit off the back of Porsche. It's just over a second between Jeremy Hoppe and Knut Martinson. That's for 6th place and the Pro-Am lead. It is a very strong performance from Knut. Well, it's actually a very strong performance from Hoppe as well, in fairness.
Yeah.
And very decent run from Sarah as well. She started 16th, Jeremy started 12th, and Knut started 10th. All of them up, of course, but Sarah's gained the most from the starting position, so great effort from her.
Absolutely. I'm just having a look at the general lap times of Hoppe, and we're going to compare them to Gibbons. Obviously, Gibbons has pitted, and Hoppe hasn't. Hoppe is basically running between 42.8 and 43.1. Gibbons has been running... Where is he? There he is. Running at 18th overall. Oh, he's running 44.0 and 43.8.
Oh dear.
So he's definitely going to be losing time. I suspect that's just carrying extra weight because he's not really got a lot of traffic around him. Although he's coming up behind Merlin Cooper and Soren Kroot.
Ben Hitchcock and Karen Van Eyck got to be very careful with, and De Bruytek as well. Be very, very careful with their. Richard Brenneman, what's going on with you? Oh dear. What happened there? That's Bridge.
Whoa.
Has he gone round the firing? There he goes.
Yeah, he has. He entered the camera shot sideways for me.
Well, stylish. Not quick, but you get a few star points for that. Oh, here we go again. Gadimer on the back of Klima.
Yeah, that was not an optimal line from. It was not an optimal line from Klima either.
Is Gadimer going to have a move into Stowe? Is he going to stay there? He's going to stay there, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. He's got his plan, and he is be damned if he's not sticking to it. Hoppe is getting very close to Martinson. That's less than half a second between the two now. I don't know that Hoppe wants to stay there.
Well, Hoppe showed some very, very aggressive driving, and I don't mean that rudely either. It was brilliant aggressive driving. Nothing over the limit, and so it's been very interesting. Oh, who's that with a lock?
Who spotted that?
It's Stefan Kamke. It looks like he's recovering from a small incident. Oh, Hoppe's so close.
Yeah, and it was Stefan that was the Porsche behind Brenneman when Brenneman had his big sideways moment. Yeah, here comes Knut. Oh,
wow, oversteering on entry.
That looked lively as they came through Abbey. bridge again, coming up the Priory. This is where we've just seen Brenneman have his big moment, and I wondered if Hoppe was going to dive like a nutter coming into Priory, but he opted not to. He was really too far back to make that work properly.
Yeah, we saw that move from Dan Stulski and Asger Hemsgaard. It didn't quite work.
No.
I think that's fair to say anyway.
Yes, I think so. Gobinette still keeping the pressure on. He's definitely biding his time. We've got the lap count looking at around about 14 laps to go, unless the lap limit changes. Of course, it is a timed race, as you can see, not a lap count race. So the lap count is based on an estimate of how the laps are looking against how much time is left and what's happened to Gaillard. Gaillard's in the pits, so nothing's happened to Gaillard. Where's Ina? Let's check on him.
He's still just ahead of Claudio Klima. There doesn't seem to be, with any one of these drivers, that has a distinct advantage over the other. These three seem very evenly matched. And arguably it just means that qualifying was super important.
Yeah. But also, how much of this is tactical play? How much of this is, I'll just sit here for a while? We don't know. We wouldn't know where we're going.
Very, very true. And let's be fair, even if we do think we know, we're probably wrong.
Yeah, I will certainly take that. Hoppe again, looking to keep the pressure on Martinson. Sarah Dove, though, is closing in on them. She was over 2 seconds behind, now 1.3 behind the pair. So that's going to be interesting if she can join in this particular battle. I think when you're kind of a two-car train, it's easier just to follow suit. And checking up front, that gap, Klima to Marinsky, is dropping again. They gained 4/10 on Marinsky last time. Dominic Odemed just happy to stay there, hanging on for the ride at the moment. And it was working out fairly nicely. I think Christoph Holstein's prediction of he may well be saving fuel may well prove to be right. Well, that will come down to how long the three of them are in the pits for.
This is very true. And it looks like they're all going to run it as long as they can.
I mean, these guys are not anywhere, they're way in excess of the conservative strategy you'd have to do to make it to the end without stopping, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. They're running way too quick for that. Because the iRacing doesn't simulate using higher gears or lower revs or anything like that for fuel calculations. It's the amount of time you're on throttle. Okay. So if you're on the throttle, you're using fuel, basically, and that's it. So the only way to efficiently fuel save is to lift and coast, which is definitely a time costly thing. And plus, if any of these top three were doing it, they'd have been passed by the other ones by now.
They'd have been doing it ages ago. Oh, Sarah Dove right under the rear wing of Jeremy Hoppe. Wow, that gap vanished really quick.
Has he made a mistake?
He must have done.
Oh, I don't like it. It just like it.
Sarah Dove is pushing on like a nutter then, because she's closed that gap down. She's gained 9/10 in that lap.
Yeah.
Great effort.
They're close well to Klima. There's 3/10 as they go into Maggots and Beckett. If you can stay close, and this is the thing, that he's following the same car. It's another Ferrari. He's not like he's got an inherent advantage over the other one in front of him. And Klima might be picking up a little bit of a slipstream from Marinsky. You can see the though, Gaidemeyer lost a couple of tenths just following Klima through that set of corners, and it's a fast set of corners as well.
I just admire these guys for just lapping so consistently for so long. Yep. That's something else we mentioned in the past as well. This quick, this consistent, this many laps in a row.
Yeah, and this let's be fair, this is pretty much a Grand Prix distance for Formula 1. 47 laps around here. It's a pretty physically demanding circuit. There's a lot of corners going on at high speed.
Sarah's made a mistake somewhere.
Oh dear.
She's now down in 10th. Chasing Esger Hebsgaard, who was right with Jeremy Hoppe earlier. I think she was in lag for me, so unfortunately I couldn't see what the incident was. See if we can find what happened to Sarah Dove.
We'll have a look. I can't see.
Oh, that's a shame.
Sorry.
It happens.
Three-quarters of a second now between Klima and Marinsky.
We've been almost looking at the same gap all race long. This is fantastic. Every time I look at a gap is
De Bruyck and Gibbons. De Bruyck is making a move on Gibbons into Stowe. Gibbons going to try and fires it back now into Vale. He's gone for it. He's back up the inside. De Bruyck's going to leave him room. Leave him a lot of space between them. De Bruyck's still on the inside, but Gibbons has got the momentum. He's on the outside.
Whoa, he's got a long way off the road.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that.
Oh, he's resumed the racing line. Oh, he didn't feel the need to defend the inside line coming into Abbey, and it worked out for him. That was well driven by both of them, but particularly well done for Ronnie there on the outside. The outside coming through Stowe.
Oh God, the top three, man.
I know.
Within a second. Gamer is putting so much pressure on Klima right now. To follow so close within 0.3 of a second is incredibly impressive. No, these cars aren't massive downforce cars, but they certainly generate enough. You know, we saw there was complaints that I say complaint. It was a feature that we had heard about from Interlagos that it was so hard to overtake and so hard to follow. So it's amazing. It's amazing to be so close.
Oh, absolutely. It provides that real tense what's going to happen next. Now, you know, our drivers know what they're planning on doing, but it wouldn't surprise me. You know, Klima has been, has obviously known. And
two of the top three are in,
and Gadamer didn't. Ooh, can he do? It's got to be the lap of his life.
I'm going to go on board with this actually.
You do that. I'm going to keep an eye on what happens with Marinsky and Klima, because if Klima's been able to save anything in the slipstream of Marinsky, this should technically be a longer stop for Marinsky. Let's see. The average pit stop time around about 10 seconds or so. A lot of people coming in. That's Phil Reed's come in as well. Oh, at the absolute same time Marinsky and Klima got underway. Canute's up to second.
He's not paired.
I know, but he's still up to second. Oh, that was someone off. Reith Miller?
I'm sorry, I'm still watching the Gator Mail lap.
Yeah, you carry on.
He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him.
Oh, it was Ben Hitchcock, I think, that fell off the road. Alright, let's catch up with Mr. Gatormare. Where is he? Here he is. He's coming down towards
Abbey.
Yep.
This car in front of him may make or break whether Gatormare can do this. It's been a very tiny lap so far. No, he's car's way out of the way. Right.
I don't think he's got anything to worry about that. Into Brooklands. Through Luffield. Oh, don't fail on me now, PT. Keep up. A bit of stuttering going on there. And in he comes. Don't get a penalty coming into the pit lane too hot. But 24 seconds down the road is Kenny Martinson, who hasn't pitted, so he's very much on his own. But there is Marinsky and Klima, still very close together. Just 6 tenths separates the two. Where is Gatorman? Just putting into his box. And there he is. Right, where is Marinsky? Kenny Martinson's coming as well. Is Gatormare going in? 11.8 and 11.6 with the stop times for Marinsky and Klima. 10.1 was Gatormare. This is going to be really close. Can he do it? On the back of the Ferrari from Gatormare. He's got out ahead, but is he going to be able to keep the Porsche behind him as he's coming to the magazine back? It's only just that one lap meant that Gatormare's stop was just a little bit shorter, and he has actually done it. Dominic Gatormare now leads the race. I don't think there's going to be any waiting around behind them now, as we've got less than 14 minutes to go. Now is when the pedal is really going to hit the floor. Through into Stowe once again. Now, is Klima going to pick his time, or is he going to really pressure? That's going to be the next thing. 8 tenths is the gap between Marinsky and Gatormare. Oh, and Marinsky's gone a little bit wide coming through Luffield. Unless that's just his chosen line. I've done it again, that's Stowe. Oh, is Klima going to dive on the inside heading towards Vale? No. Remains where he is.
Hello.
Are you back again?
I think I'm back. I had a period of time where I could hear nothing.
I figured that because I gave you a prompt and there was silence.
Yeah, there was absolutely nothing, and then you said a load of words all in about 3 seconds. So
I know it talked quickly, but not that much.
No, what an amazing in-lap and pit start from Dominic Gadamer, though.
Yeah, but he's nearly 1.2 seconds gone. Look at that.
Yeah, he's been biding his time, hasn't he?
He has.
After that early incident as well. Oh wow, that was an early turn in from. That was either an early turn in from Eno or a late turn in from Klima through Cop.
I think that wasn't a mistake from Klima because that's given Eno 7 tenths, 8 tenths now. So I think it was just a mistake from the geodesic Ferrari there. But I don't think they're going to be hanging around too much. So we're really going to see them stick the pedal through the firewall and get on with it. Dan Sasulski's on Canute, so Canute came out in 7th. He's got Dan Sasulski for company. So again, we're going to see what battles we can find throughout the field. No one has got pit stops left. Well, I assume no one's got pit stops left to do. It looks like everybody's been through.
Steph and Kamke might do, actually.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking that. It's my screen says that Kamke's not been in.
No, I don't think he has either. Looking at this.
Interesting. Brave man. There's Dan Sasulski lining up Canute Martinson. Don't worry, folks, I am keeping an eye on the gaps up front. If they condense again, I'll jump back out to them. Darren having a look on the outside of Stowe, but not coming off this time. He's looking
very close.
Canute doing a great job fending off the Ford. The inside line for the first part of this sequence. Oh, Dan wants to cut underneath the Ferrari. There he goes. He's forced that wide line through Club. Is that going to be job done though, or can Canute get the momentum he needs? No, that's job done then. Dan Sasulski up to 7th position, and Canute will have to bide his time again. As a reminder, that is not for class, as Canute still leads the Pro-Am class, but there's 2nd place in Pro-Am right with him. 1.5 seconds separates Hoppe and Canute, so Canute's got a lot of work to do. He'll hopefully get a bit of, or hopefully for him, he'll want to get some slipstream off of the Ford of Dan Sasulski.
I was going to say, do you think Canute forgot that he was leading his class? Because that little battle might have just given Hoppe a little bit more of a gain in time that he didn't already need.
Good well do. Good well do.
That was one of those it's pride over position.
Yeah. Keeping an eye on the top 3, that's how they look now. 1.5 seconds between Gadamer and Marinsky.
Oh, look at that.
8 tenths between Marinsky and Klima. Then 10 seconds further down the road is Phil Reed, who's got a bit of a gap between himself and Dressler. Dressler's been with Phil all race long, but there was a bit of a gap there now. There is the next battle further down the road. There's Mike Sheppers is in between Dressler and Sasulski. He's another 8 seconds further on. You can just see him go through Stoke. But Canute has got definitely keep an eye on the rearview mirror as Jeremy Hoppe is right there with him. There's Sarah Dove now in 10th. It's a shame considering the position she was chasing before. Whatever, unless she came into the pits and we didn't see. Well, we didn't see her come through the pits. So not entirely sure what happened to Sarah Dove. There's Jordan Howson right behind. So 2.3 separates him from Sarah Dove at the moment. Who's close to the incident limit? Ooh, as the Hedsgard is on 16.
Eno Marinsky's on 18.
Oh. And
needs to be very
Gibbons.
careful.
So's Ronnie Gibbons.
Yeah, we've got a few drivers that are pushing it out with under 10 minutes to go.
Klima's very close to Marinsky again. See, Klima could be very nasty. He could, inverted commas, outbrake himself, clunk into the back of the Porsche, and the Porsche would vanish.
Yeah, fortunately and hopefully there are no teammates of Klima listening and would not encourage such a thing.
Certainly not. These guys are far too professional for that.
Yeah.
The standards of driving we've seen from all of our drivers, you know, odd mistake aside, the actual sort of racing mentality has been absolutely phenomenal for these guys. But look at Klima. He's really putting it on less than 3.5 tenths. Is he going to have a look at the inside of Vale? No, thinks better of that. But that's given Gadamer 1.8 seconds now. There is the Comrade Racing Ferrari. And looking back to the Porsche, that's what he's got to contend with. Welcome to the club, into Abbey. No, Klima not feeling the need to attack that, but 8 minutes left on the clock. We will have, when Dominic crosses the line, we will have 5 laps to go here at Silverstone, and it's still all to play for. How's
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's Reith Miller with that wounded Porsche.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. That's how that situation is.
I was just about to ask, what's the championship situation with our AM runners?
So, you're going to have to help me with this.
Try.
What position is Mr. Merlin Cooper in class?
Merlin Cooper, where are you? You are 15th overall, I think. No, 17th overall. Therefore, you are. I can scroll the name. I think. Oh no, Cohen Van Eyck leads the Pro-Am class, the AM class rather. So he's second currently. Is Cooper to Cohen Van Eyck.
Okay, and where is Reith Muller in class?
Reith Muller is third in class.
Reith Muller is going to win it at the minute.
Yeah.
Reith Muller needs to be like 9th in class. At least. If he's in at least 9th in class, he's going to score the points he needs. So it looks that although Cooper's going to beat him on the road, Reith Muller's done enough.
Ooh,
At the minute.
Marinsky! Oh, Marinsky defending hard in the Vale. Dominic's gone. Look at that. 2.6 seconds separates the Ferrari to the Porsche. The Klima is all over Einar Marinsky at the moment. Wow,
Yeah,
what a
he's putting
sudden
a
change.
tremendous amount of pressure on him.
Is this a real show of how much Dominic Gadamer has just been biding his time? Because he's gone. He's leaving nothing on the table, it would seem.
Yeah, this is a bit of a show off, isn't it? No, and I say that nicely. This is what I could have been doing. Although I wonder if Einar's pace is being hampered a little. He's on 19 incidents now. One off track, and he is out all of the whole race he's led. It would be a bit of a disappointment if he got disqualified this close to the end.
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful now. Podium's better. A third is better than nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Guess who's got the least amount of incidents?
Is it Knut Martinsen?
It's Knut Martinsen.
He's got 2.
He only just got 1 as well, because as I read that out, he had 1. So he's literally only just got that second.
And I think the only victim to the incident limit we've had is Krista Brojcek.
Oh yeah.
We've actually still got 29 of the 32 runners. Nicholas Domino is currently our last place runner, but he's still out there.
Still putting in the miles. Oh, Klima's having a look at the inside of Stowe. Ooh, that could have got nasty. He's wanted to get the move done though. There's Gadamer catching up to.
Oh, he's got up the inside again.
Oh, through.
I cannot afford a touch at all. He's got to be so careful with how close he gets to Klima.
Oh, he's still stuck his foot in it though. He didn't want to give up the position. Now into Abbey. And the Ferrari up into second. Is he not going to do a comeback? No. He thinks better of it. So finally, Claudio Klima up into second with 4 laps to go.
It's going to be impressive if Klima can catch up to Dominic. But I think Dominic's got a little bit too big of a gap now with just not many laps to go now. Oh boy! And just to prove me wrong, as these drivers love to do, we've just lost Soren Cruz.
Soren Cruz. Oh no.
Yeah. So we are up to 28 drivers remaining, which is still pretty good.
Still pretty good, yeah. Jeremy Hoppe right with Knut Martinsen. That is indeed 4-class position. Saradov is quite a way behind this. He's nearly 9 seconds further down the road, but you'll still get the Pro-Am podium at this rate. But for the Pro-Am win, Jeremy Hoppe piling the pressure on to Knut. Einar trying his best to hang on to the back of Claudio Klima, but I think that is all but done. 4.2 seconds now for Dominic Gadamer.
Does he have fastest? He does have fastest lap, doesn't
He does, but he set that a long time ago. That's not something he's
did that on lap 11.
Well, there we go. We're on lap 45 now. So, into Vale again. Unchallenged is, or unchallenged now is Gaydomere. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Marinsky has to yield. There's no point in pushing on.
No, he should be able to keep the gap to Phil Reed, provided he doesn't back off too much. He's better to just accept that third's as good as it's going to get today, unless Klima or Dominic make a mistake or have an incident, and he needs to be ready to avoid that incident if he can.
This is going to be interesting. The Pro-Am lead is splicing up a bit. Hoppe, of course, with Martinson in tow. Sorry, Martinson with Hoppe in tow. But they've got a big old battle right ahead of them. Yeah,
it's Dan Sasolski, Anthony Washington and Stefan Kamke. So that's 2 lapped cars and 1 for position.
Yeah. Dan Sasolski is sufficiently ahead. But, of course, Kamke will not want to... well, Washington won't want to lose any time to Kamke. But they're going to be under blue flag conditions.
Hoppe! Hoppe with a look like a last-minute dive up the inside into Priory.
Ooh, and it looked like he's running again.
That pressure on Knut. Knut is going to be, all of a sudden, he's under exceptional amount of pressure.
Yeah, and Kamke jumped right out of there. He didn't want to get involved in that at all. And through they go. Then Washington behaves himself, doesn't lose any time. That, of course, allows Kamke to get a bit of a run back in Washington for their position, which is 20th, I think. But still, there you go. Knut Martinson still having to fend off Jeremy Hoppe. Dressler is still pretty close to Phil Reed, so Phil's day is not over yet. Wow, Phil lost 1.4 seconds to Michael Dressler last time around. So, yeah, that's going to be a very difficult one for him to defend.
Yeah, that was Phil's slowest lap for a very long time since he pitted. This is his slowest lap of the race so far, except for lap 1 and when he pitted. So I'm willing to suspect he made a mistake.
He made a mistake. Still.
Oh, halfway.
There is Dominic Gaydomere. Through bridge, through Priory. He's got one more after. He's got one more to do. And 3.8 seconds to the good to play with. I think he's going to be fairly comfortable on that. And someone that isn't very comfortable, back to Knut Martinson. Still fends off Jeremy Hoppe, the Porsche, not making a move.
Oh, Knut was wide going in through Abbey. He's going to be under immense map pressure. Here we go.
That's the inside for Club.
Oh,
that could have got horrible.
I'll tell you exactly what Knut did there. He kept his foot in it, and there's not a lot of grip out there. From vaguely remembrance, there's a little bit of a lift through there. You can go flat, but not if you're already on the outside. He was lucky there to get out of the gravel and get it slowed down, but that is Pro-Am lead now to Jeremy Hoppe.
And that's already 9/10 of a second to the Porsche's favour due to that mistake from Knut Martinson. They're on the final lap now. They continue to fight to the bitter end. Gaydomere has backed off a bit as the gap between himself and Klima has dropped. There is Klima. That isn't Eno Marinsky already behind him. It's a different Porsche. But what a victory. Absolutely brilliant strategy played out by Dominic Gaydomere. He played that to perfection and just nailed it when he absolutely had to. Yep. Into Vale.
Just a point as well, Stefan Kamke and Anthony Washington scrapping it out towards Stowe. Stefan went to the inside there and Dull wasn't really there. Scrapping it out. This is for 20th overall. And there's a lot of cars there.
A lot of people there. Oh, no!
That was a very late defence, it looked like. Oh, we've got cars all over the place.
Oh, Foku. There's Foku doing some lawn mowing. Kamke's in there as well. Oh, that's all kicking off royally. But your winner here in Silverstone is the Comrade Gaming Ferrari of Dominic Gaydomere. What a brilliant run for you. And Claudio Klima takes the second place in the geodesic Ferrari. Eno Marinsky takes third. Phil Reed managed to fend off Dressler for fourth. Of course, Michael Dressler then taking that fifth position. Mike Sheppers is going to finish the day in sixth position.
That was a good recovery from Mike after that, being down in 19th at one point.
Then it is down to Sulski. Jeremy Hoppe is going to take the Pro-Am win. Flashing the lights, he's happy with that. Canute will take 9th overall. And there is Sarah Dove chasing home Anthony Washington. Sarah Dove will take 3rd in class. Then Jordan Howson, the lead privateer. Asger Hebgard will take 12th. Ronnie Gibbons, oh, what might have been. As he will take 13th position. Gaillard in 14th. Sluman some way down the road. There he is in the Ford. And there is Cohen van Eyck. He's going to be our AM race winner.
It's going to be Reese Muller's championship.
Reese Miller's already crossed the line. So the championship is done as far as the AM class is concerned. Reese Miller finished 3rd in class. There is Van Eyck. Scott McCracken from the starting dead last will finish in 17th. A decent effort. Didn't really see you at all. And there's Merlin Cooper to take 2nd in class. And that is all of our runners. Everyone has crossed the line from there. So, here are the results then. Dominic Gadimer, a very impressive win and fastest lap from him. Then Klima, Marinsky, Reed, Dressler, Sheppers, Sasulski, Harpe, Martinson, Dove, Howson, Hebsgaard, Gibbons, Gaillard, Sluman, Ike, McCracken, Cooper, Reithmiller, Washington, Kamke, Brenneman, Smith, Foku, Godefroy, Parkinson, Domino, Krutz, Hitchcock, Dobrojek, Imre and Blackwood.
What a finale!
What a finale!
That was amazing. So just to confirm your champions for this season, Aeronom not here tonight, wasn't here last week, but he has won the overall and pro championship. Alexander Godefroy, who did carry on after that first lap, that formation lap disconnection, takes your Pro-Am championship. And
look at Reithmiller at the moment.
Where is he? He's getting into formation.
VEC formation. That's brilliant.
They do this a lot. We just don't get to see him very often. That's the only reason Godefroy came back, I'm sure. Shall we get some drivers in?
Why the devil not?
Let's get our Pro-Am champion in. We've not spoken to him before. This is Alexander Godefroy.
Sorting out what I need to this side. Right, Mr. Godefroy.
Hello everyone.
Champion for the class. How are you feeling?
Great, I guess. Even if tonight's race was not as expected.
What happened?
I lost everyone in the bridge corner in the formation lap. My teammates talked to me. I was making some contact with Martinsen, I guess, and after that I lost connection.
No.
Yeah, that's a shame. The championship was already over for me, but you always want to shine on the last race, you mean?
Well, we admire your determination to come back into session a lap down and then plough on nonetheless. As shows great determination there. Well done. But yeah,
you never know. Some people can die during the race, and you never know. I didn't want to have a DNF on my scoring list.
That is commitment right there.
Yeah,
maybe some pride. But yeah.
Will we see you return for season 6?
Sorry?
Will we see you come back for the next season?
Yeah, obviously. I have something to defend.
Absolutely.
You don't fancy a crack at pro?
Sorry?
You don't want to have a go in the pro class?
I would be frightened of this. Actually, in VC Sim Racing, it's a joke from weeks to weeks. You know, every time one of us has a great result, be careful, you will be a pro next season.
I think Mr. Reithmal has just earned himself maybe a go back in the pro-am.
I think he would be frightened of this too.
Well,
but yeah.
Well done, Mr. Godefroy.
Thanks
Great,
a lot,
and worthy champion, and we look forward to seeing you next season.
Absolutely. Bye.
Hey,
Next,
let's get our race winner in.
Mr. Nick Meadow.
Yay! I
Hello
won.
to you.
Can you believe it?
We were trying to figure out if you were just biding your time. Well, we could see you were biding your time to a point because we saw you back off a few times, but didn't quite expect you to explode like that after the pit stop. You must have been grinning your head off when you came out ahead of Mr. Marinsky.
Yeah, that was pretty nice, obviously. Yeah, but I don't know what happened actually, because I expected them to stay with me and, yeah, you know, try to go for it. But suddenly the gap was 1.5 seconds, I believe, and from then on, yeah. As I said, I don't know. I guess they battled or something, but because my pace wasn't like so much faster than before the pit stop, I just did what I could, and yeah, luckily it was enough today.
Amazing stuff. I mean, we've seen you sort of, you know, getting towards the sharper end quite a few times in the season. Will you be coming back for the next one to have another crack at the championship?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. This season didn't quite go to plan, so yeah, definitely have another shot next season.
Look forward to it, Mr. Gatormayor. Well done, great win, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks, guys. Great job on the broadcasting, by the way.
Thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure.
See ya.
Cheerio.
Next,
We are spoiled for choice.
we've got quite a lot of people wanting to talk to us. We can't talk to all of them, otherwise we'll be here all night. But I'll let you pick who next.
Let's get. Oh, I don't know. Let's get Phil Reed in. We've not spoken to him for a while.
Hello, Phil.
Yeah,
Surprise.
I am.
A fairly steady one for you, or it seemed that way from our perspective. I don't know whether it felt like that to you. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, it was pretty steady, wasn't it? You know, I thought, you know, I was staying with them for a bit, the top two. You know, I was sort of not letting them pull away too much, and then pretty much as soon as Dominic got past, I had a couple of slow laps, and then by then they'd gone, and sort of turned my attention to just finishing where I was, which I pretty much did, other than a couple of mistakes, especially one towards the end, which allowed Michael to close back up. But I was just happy because it's for the first time all season I felt like I could keep the car consistently on the track for the entire race, so that was good.
Ah, bravo! You were under a lot of pressure quite a few times from Michael there. Were you certain he was going to get past? Were you certain you were going to be able to defend? What were your thoughts when he was really piling the pressure on?
Against Michael?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I feel like looking back at it, I think our pace was broadly similar, but I think I had, towards the sort of the latter stage of the first, before the pit stops, I think I had more pace, but I was sort of making a little extra errors than he was. So I was sort of like, so I told myself, if I can get those errors out, I can pull away, and that's what happened. And then coming into the last couple of laps, I was like almost close to 3 seconds ahead. You know, I'd got the gap out, and then I decided it would be funny to cut one of the corners. So, you know, final season corner cut, got to get it in there.
And you still do all this and all that incredible pace on a pad.
Do I?
I thought, are you not still a pad runner?
I am.
Goodness me.
I also occasionally use Pringles.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I came back in at a weird point.
Right. Why'd you leave? Is just my presence that uncharacteristically bad?
No, certainly not. It's just we had a rather amazing attendance in the ready to interview box. So Stevie was saying, we can't speak to all of you, we'll be here all night. Great effort, Phil, especially obviously considering that you're on the pad as well with a wonky thumbstick, I think Steve told me at one point.
Less wonky now.
Wonky now.
I do actually have Stevie's controller.
Oh, yes, that's right. It got replaced.
This has a wonky wire, though.
Well, do you know what, Stevie? I'll tell you what, I should take a picture of what I've done.
Oh, please do. Please tell me.
Will you be back for the next season, Phil?
Well, I've signed up, so I hope so. I just don't know what car I'll be driving yet. I have to test. I'm going to be testing the Porsche and the BMW when I get the chance to see if I enjoy them. I haven't driven either of them.
M8.
Yeah, I haven't driven either of them before. Well, I haven't driven the M8 before. I mean, that's not a surprise. I feel like people probably worked that one out. The Porsche I also haven't drove, so we'll see.
Well,
okay.
We look forward to seeing you then.
Yes.
Thank you, Phil.
Right. We're going to get our AM race winner in. He was the one I asked who wanted to interview, and so he gets first dip pick.
Awesome.
Cohen Van Eyck, everybody.
Hello, Cohen.
Hi.
Stevie got your name right this time.
All right. We didn't need to mention that.
How are you feeling after that? It looked like you had quite a comfortable lead in the class.
I mean, at the end, sort of, yeah, but that didn't, result fully uneventfully, I might add. I don't know how much you caught of it, but those were scary moments.
We saw you go around the outside. We saw you go around the outside. I can't remember where it was. That was amazing.
Yeah, and then apparently he didn't like it too much, so he tried to get me back the next lap into cops. But he lost on the inside. So miraculously, did had zero optionals when I pit.
Wow.
So just the overly bloated tires to deal with for a couple laps. But yeah, that could have, considering it happened, that could have gone about as good as it went.
Awesome stuff. Are you targeting the Pro-Ams next season?
I'm just gonna do my best and see where I end up. It's been an upwards line this season, so I'm very happy with that. Maybe.
Awesome. We really hope so, and we would look forward to seeing you again next time.
For sure.
Well done on the win, and we look forward to seeing you again. Oh, he's gone.
Sorry, I kicked him out. I thought we were done. Out.
Well, that is going to wrap us up for this race and for this season. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you along. Thank you, Stevie, for being at my side and keeping me on the straight and narrow. I've certainly needed you with me. It has been a great pleasure throughout all of our races in the iRacing seasons.
Oh, it's been a joy to talk over these races with you. I have thoroughly enjoyed covering this series, and we have a little bit of a break. First round of season 6 will be in 2 weeks' time on this day. And I'll tell you what the first round is. I think it's Road America. Road America on the 18th of March. On Monday next week, we will probably have a stream. Not sure what's going to happen. It's going to be a week 13 thing, so it'll probably be a little bit weird. But we'll see. There will be a test race for the Endurance League on Saturday with Jess and Simon covering. So anybody who's interested and wants to give that a bash, it's free to enter. It'll be under the hosted session. Hop in. There's more information on that in the forums. And then there's F3 and the Endurance League and all those things are coming. But there's no stream on Friday.
No stream on Friday. No, the Formula Leagues are done. They will... they will be revisited after some evaluation and see which way the Formula Leagues are going to go. But there will be a Friday stream at some point.
Yes. Well, we know what it's going to be. It's going to be a full season of the Formula. So that will start from Friday. So the 15th of March will be the first round of the Formula 3 Season 2.
Awesome. Can't wait. And we hope that you will join us for those races as well. But until then, keep an eye on the side. There's plenty of AOR racing going on throughout the week. So thank you very much, and good night.